So let's talk about our third question here, Chris. Am I missing out on more good keyword searches in Google Ads? So this is phrase and exact manual bid campaigns, kind of bread and butter campaigns, and it has to do with the search terms report. So my thinking here is that it's a good practice once a month to look back at the previous month on phrase and exact campaigns, specifically with manual bids. Sort your search terms by conversions, high to low, and then in the added excluded column, look for search terms that are getting conversions that say none in terms of added excluded. So be curious if you think that's a good monthly practice, and then you can kind of explain to everyone what that added and excluded column is.
Yeah, so absolutely. This is a question you should be asking. Am I missing out on good keyword searches in Google Ads? And, you know, question number one was adding broad keywords. Add some more broad keywords because you can explore and find some things that you hadn't thought of. But, one thing that we're dealing with now is phrase match and exact match keywords can get alternative matches to quote unquote relevant searches. So your phrase match keyword could show for something that's different. Here's an example. Let's say you have a keyword for like door installation company. You might match, it's a phrase match. Let's say you might match for door hangers near me, right? Door hanging, let's say door hanging company.
Yeah.
How about that? Because that's a little bit closer. That is something you could learn about and add a good keyword search because you didn't think about people using the phrase door hanging. You just thought about installation. Now you found additional keywords to add through that search term report. And I absolutely think that it is important to look through those search terms. Depending on how much you spend a relatively small amount, let's say less than $1,000 a month, probably once a month is a good amount of time. If you spend upwards of 2, 3, 4,000 and up, probably need to do it about once a week. Check those search terms because they can absolutely get overwhelming. There's a lot that could be there. Certainly, depending on your CPC, you have a very low CPC, you should do it more often. And as far as what you're talking about, Jason, the search term report in the Google Ads UI user interface has a very unique column. And what you were talking about was the added, excluded, and none. So if you have the word added next to a keyword, that means you have added. You are targeting that specific search term as a keyword. If it says excluded, then you've blocked that exact keyword from showing. And if it says none, that means you've taken no action. You've neither added nor excluded it. So there's a possibility that you might want to take action. You might want to add that keyword. You might want to block it. There's a lot of things you could do, but absolutely anything that says none means that if it's a good search, you have not specifically targeted that, and there's opportunity to expand.
Yeah. Now, some people would ask, like, okay, if I'm showing up on the search terms report for that search term I like that's getting conversions, and it's coming from a keyword in my campaign, but I don't have that exact search term added as a keyword, why should I go back and add it as a keyword? So what do you say to that, Chris?
Yeah, because we're living in the Google Ads environment where relevancy is rewarded. Quality score exists, and when you add something specifically, priority matching is given to exact matching keywords. So if you have something, not necessarily exact match, but if you have the exact phrasing of that keyword in your account, it's going to give priority matching to that. So you're going to be able to show it a higher, a higher priority than some other keywords. So you might have the ability to then show more often for that search, which could be very powerful. So that's the difference between having 10 keywords and 30. You're adding more precision to what you're targeting.
Yeah, we talked a few weeks ago about Performance Max and how, like, if the search term is if it is identical to one of your keywords, then it'll preference the search campaign over the Performance Max. So you have that to think about, and then also you can get data and control over search terms when you add them as keywords. So you'll be able to see your your absolute top percentage and know how often you're showing up number one on that keyword. You'll be able to adjust bids specifically for that keyword. And then you can keep an eye on your search impression share loss due to ad rank for that keyword and know how much you're not showing up due to lower bidding or lower quality scores. So getting the data, I think, is also a good reason to add really good search terms that perform and get conversions as keywords. And that's something you can do on a monthly basis.